YouTube, what it do is your boy Benji, and we back in between the ropes. I'm on business today, you can tell by the collar shirt, and I've got to chat with y'all about some of the hot takes that I've got and some of the hot takes y'all got. We can get right into it, man. Obviously, the biggest piece of the show was the return of R-Truth. But that had a lot of people divided because Triple H went on the presser afterwards and tried to point a finger at us and laugh and say, you guys got worked. Pay attention to the show. See y'all Monday. Y'all going for this? Y'all going for this? Something told me it just didn't quite sit right. And truthfully, I mean, you never want to see people really lose their lifestyles. You don't want to lose their livelihoods. And a lot of people pour their blood, sweat, tears, and put their body on the line for professional wrestling. So it's tough to see them go. After being randomly inserted in one of the most popular storylines in WWE against the biggest star currently, John Cena, to then be released 2 weeks later. Didn't quite sit right, make sense with me. Because Triple H said it was a work. If you guys actually think the R-Truth situation was a very thoughtfully put together 3D work storyline, I've got a bridge to sell you. Clearly, you're not humble enough to admit that we all got worked. You think they fake fired someone in the middle of firing people for real, just for itches and giggles? Thinking everything is a work was wrong with you fed fans. You might be the most delusional person on this app today. Using gear and merch that had the nickname Ron Cena instead of R Cena or Truth Cena or John Truth. The promos between the two of Saturday night's main event planted seeds of a serious R-Truth. Truth's last promo before the match between Jason Mateo was less comedic. You got worked. Or. The R in R-Truth means Ron, and just like everybody knows his real name, because he uses it on all his socials. It rhymes with John. So y'all gonna tell me that WWE is this good at long-term storytelling. John Cena came out last year's Money in the Bank with his merch here. An all red titled The Last Time Is Now. And then R-Truth's play on that was Ron Cena, which is literally just the same shirt, but it basically had funny puns up there. Then you would have thought that they would have developed a little bit of a story for John Cena and R-Truth, right? Wrong. If that was the case, then you wouldn't have people like Carlito mentioning that they actually got fired. My contract is up in 2 weeks, it will not be renewed. On top of that, WWE is demanding that I pay back the money they paid me for apparently stealing money for the company. Gracias, WWE, and especially the WWE Universe. Lo quiero mucho. Valhalla / Sarah Logan actually got released. WWE informed me yesterday they're letting my contract expire. To be completely honest with my ego, I can't help but be damaged. You always assume that when you end a lifelong career, there's going to be a grand exit. But here I am using the notes app on my phone, typing up a goodbye letter to an entity that will forget that I was even there. All Triple H had to do was say that we heard you. Guys, so for years, we were getting bad WWE programming. There were some good spots. There was some good character work. There were some good moments. Particularly if you look at the last 5 years, Roman Reigns' return and him pulling together the bloodline, that was one of the biggest things that happened in the last few years. The story was compelling, captivating, and it was able to draw on a lot of other characters. But outside of that, did we get many other stories? Can't really think of too many. Ways that we were able to utilize the fans in a manner that reality and fiction was blurred to the point where we really elicited real reactions from people that led to changes. The Cody Rhodes situation in WrestleMania 40. The Rock was awarded an opportunity that was originally supposed to be set for Cody Rhodes. And that ended up being one of the biggest stories, one of the biggest moments of the year and of the last few years. That was so masterfully drawn up. But the entire Cody Rhodes championship defense was bad. It lacked story, lacked any character development, lacked any growth, lacked any compelling feuds. And then you guys are going to say that we got worked so badly with R-Truth that there wasn't even a story attached to R-Truth other than him just randomly getting selected to match up against John Cena because he showed up at the match against Randy Orton and John Cena, took an RKO, and then wanted to come backstage to John Cena to apologize, took an attitude adjustment to a table, and that made him say, I don't know who this guy is. What I'm going to do now is challenge him to Saturday night's main event. In a match that lasted a couple minutes, he lost. John Cena never spoke about him again. John Cena didn't even speak or do any press runs prior to the match at Saturday night's main event. Didn't cut one promo. And then following the match at Saturday night's main event, we got to see R-Truth match up against JC Mateo. Then a few days later, he announces he's gotten released. That the WWE was able to masterfully put together a plan that was going to work us so badly that people were going to be chanting, we want truth in the arenas. Nobody even mentioned it. We had CM Punk respond quickly in the midst of his promo on Raw by saying, you gotta cheer for a guy that's not here. And then John Cena quickly pivoted and said, you guys chant for the truth, but you can't handle the truth. And this was so masterfully done. You thought this would have been cooked up a little more, right? We had a couple moments on TV where R-Truth was like, John Cena, nah, he's a good guy. That's it. That's all we got. I mean, we see a Grayson Waller and a Judgment Day turn. We've seen this teased for week in and week out and week in and week out. We didn't get to see that with Ron Cena. R-Truth, Mr. Ron Killings. They're able to elicit this much response and generate this much chatter and talk. But up until this point, the John Cena heel turn has been abysmal. It's been nonsensical. It's lacked grounding. The only way that this makes sense is if R-Truth comes back or John Cena is able to at least say, yeah, I did it. We haven't even gotten a finger pointed to John Cena. So what is R-Truth attacking him for? Shouldn't you be attacking the last dude that beat you, Jason Mateo? You challenged John Cena. John Cena beat you fair and square. Since WWE writing is so amazing, and we were able to get worked, let's see how they continue to move forward with the storyline and how this means anything for the dynamic and relationship between these two and the people around them. Let's see it then. Rhea was wearing the newly released R-Truth shirt at Raw this past Monday. I'm pretty sure WWE included some people, especially their marketing team. Do you think they included that back in on February? And somebody has video from one of the moments that show where R-Truth is talking to the crowd in February with that shirt. If it were story and part of the show, how would it make any sense? They didn't resign me, so I came back for vengeance against John Cena myself. I agreed to take a pay cut, but on one condition: I could get a shot at John Cena in the WWE title. I thought I could save John Cena by being R-Truth, and I got close. But now I know R-Truth don't cut it. I'm going to save pro wrestling from John Cena by being Ron Killings. I guess. I'm going to show him what I can really do. I'm going to beat him sense back at him. That's what he said in his promo. But R-Truth himself said this was no work. I do agree, though. We can't listen to all wrestlers when it comes to this type of stuff.